interactive session and Q&A about student life at Les Roches and in Switzerland. Many of you, I know that are already accepted students, so to get ready for school. Those who are in the process of choosing which university to go, I hope that you find this information helpful to help you picture how life at Les Roches looks like. My name is Carolina Pastor. I'm the digital marketing specialist for Les Roches, and I will be moderating today's session. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, you have different links that go directly to our website, where you can do the online interactive campus tour. You can also join us on Facebook, or you can go directly to our website. We also have a chat box that will be used during the session for you to interact with us. So if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to type your questions there, and we will reply to them either during the presentation or at the end. So I would like to start today by introducing our guest speakers. I think they are in the process of getting online. Let's hope, yeah, they are there. Welcome, thank you very much, Alex and Ines. So for you to know, Alex is connected from the campus, and Ines, I think it's in her accommodation, if I'm not wrong.
Hi, I am from my home.
Yeah. So that's the magic of the internet. We all are connected from different places, but all here in Switzerland. So I would like to start by introducing Ines Petri. She's our student guest speaker. She is doing her semester 7 and actually just finished her exams. So it's about to graduate. Congratulations, Ines. And she comes from France and El Salvador. So thank you, Ines, for joining us today.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
And we also have Alex Mo. He's Les Roches alumnus, and he's currently the student services officer. So he knows very good how the school works. He has experienced it firsthand, and now he has the pleasure to work directly with the students and is in charge of all the outside the classroom activities. So welcome, Alex. So we cannot hear you. Let me see if there is some problem with your microphone.
Okay. Try again.
Yes.
Is that working now?
Yes. Yes. Hey. Maybe the volume of your audio because I can hear the echo.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Is that better?
Yes. So thank you very much, Alex. So can you tell us, like, for how long have you been working for Les Roches? So our attendees can have an idea of how much you know about it.
Well, I started studying Les Roches in 2004, and I graduated the HR program back in 2003. Then 2006, sorry. And then I came back in 2009, 3 years later, to do my bachelor's. And I took another 3-year break and came back to firstly do sports coordinating, and then I moved on through the reception and then to student services.
Mm-hmm. So that's been a long love story so far. And Ines, how you feel, because you are about to graduate, so how do you feel at this stage? Is it mixed feelings, I guess?
Very, very mixed feelings. It's been a great 3.5 years. I've learned a lot, and now it's just very strange to think that it's completely done and over with.
I guess it's normal now after so many years and so many experiences. Okay, so as I said before, and I repeat it now, guys, you have there the chat box. If you have any question for Ines or for Alex, don't hesitate to type it on it. So we're going to start with an overview of today's session. We'll start talking about Les Roches' international spirit and our multiculturalism on campus. Then we'll move on to student life. So we will talk about the different sports activities, events, student clubs, and extracurricular courses. Then we'll see a little bit what's the campus location and the different travel opportunities that students have while in Switzerland. We'll have a look also at the campus facilities, especially for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to visit the campus in person yet. and we'll finish by talking briefly about academic life. So, international spirit. So here we have a slide just to show you some figures of the international student body that we have. And I would like to ask Ines, like, how does it feel being on campus surrounded by so many nationalities? Like, can you give us the example of how many nationalities you have in your classroom, or what extra value it brings to your educational experience?
Well, from the moment that we actually get to Les Roches, we see this huge mix of nationalities. The latest statistics said that 43% of the students are from Asia, 31 from Europe, 17 from Middle East, and 9 from the Americas. This huge blend of culture plays a big role in our education as well as in our professional careers, because it shows that by being able to integrate in Les Roches, we're able to integrate very easily anywhere in the industry. The mix of cultures per class, I remember one of my semesters, we had 13 different nationalities in one class. And so it changes your perspective of the world. If, for example, you've lived in one country your entire life, you get this exposure to all these different countries and you make all these friends, and by the time you're done with your studies here, the world is your playground. And you know that if you're ever traveling to a country and you don't really know anybody, or you don't really know where you're going to stay, you can always contact someone that you've met at Les Roches who will be able to give you insight on what to do in their home countries. And so that's really good.
So you have a whole international network of friends now. You can go anywhere in the world and you have a house to stay. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. We have over 99 nationalities on campus. So since the moment you step into the university, you are immersed into this multicultural environment, which brings a lot of value to the education, since that's what the industry is looking for, like multiculturally aware professionals. And just to show you a few examples of how we celebrate multiculturalism on campus. So since the last 3 years, we've been doing big social events involving with the participation of faculty, staff, and students. So in 2012, we hit the World Guinness record for the most nationalities in a swimming pool. And you can actually watch all these videos on our YouTube channel if you want to see how it looked like. I don't know if you, Ines, were on campus at this time.
I was on campus for all 3 events.
And you went into the swimming pool?
I took pictures. I was the photographer for the event. It was part of the world map, though.
So yes, I said if you are curious about it, you can watch the videos. Then in 2013, we did a gigantic animated human world map that was visible from the air with the collaboration of one French artist. And then last year, of course, we joined the Pharrell Williams vibe, and we did our own We're Happy video from Les Roches. And it's very funny because, as I said, all the faculty, all the students, all the staff was involved in it, and they were really thrilled to participate and to dance and to celebrate all these good vibes that we have on campus. So we know how to make fun out of all the international, the different nationalities that we have on campus. And now we are going to move on the student life activities. So we have, if you like sports, actually I will say that Switzerland and specifically Les Roches, it's the place to be, right, Alex? And you were the sports coordinator some time ago. So maybe you can introduce us to the different sport activities and clubs that students can do on campus.
Well, there's plenty for you guys to look forward to. There's lots going on in the local area. We're fortunate enough to be located right in the middle of the Swiss Alps. So we have tons going on around us, just, sort of in the local area. And then we have lots going on campus as well. So we have lots of different sports teams here. We have, from anything from football to rugby to cricket to volleyball, basketball, all mixed teams and mixed sex teams. We have lots of individual sports too, so you can play tennis, squash, anything like that. Of course, it's a little bit easier to play some of those in summer. But then when you come to the winter semester, we have lots of winter activities to look forward to too, such as skiing, snowboarding, ice skating, ice hockey, curling. Crans-Montana are busy making a brand new winter facility for all of the ice-based sports, so it's all up and moving still. We have lots of different tournaments as well. So we play sports games against different teams, mainly different schools. So if you've got some friends maybe in Glion or EHL, you might meet them on one of the sporting pitches if you join one of our teams. Don't let them know that I told you this, but we do have a history of beating them at most of the sports, though, especially the football.
And is there, aside from football, are there other tournaments, sports?
Yeah, we do sport. We do tournaments for all of our sports, and then once a semester we generally have a joint sports day where on one of the campuses we'll all meet and do all the different types of sports that we do. And last year we did, for the first time, we had a big ski race. We called it the Alpine Challenge, and it was set up by the sports coordinator along with the help of a group of students as a project. And it was just up on the local mountain, and we had students come and join us from Glion, which was a lot of fun as well. And we followed it with a big après-ski party. So it was a good day.
And can I just put in, because Gonzalo Viterbo just asked if there's a golf team. I know that I can answer that. There are several people who are interested in golf. They do golfing outings and golfing excursions. However, in winter, during the peak snow season, so January, February, and sort of into mid-March, golfing isn't really a possibility. But there are people that are into golf, and there are facilities around the school. There are a couple golf courses here. We host Omega.
There is a possibility to play golf in winter. There's the local golf club where they hold the Omega European Masters every year. They have indoor facilities as well. It's quite limited, as you can expect from an indoor facility, but you can go out there and swing a club around with.
Mm-hmm. So Gonzalo, I hope that your question has been answered. Thanks, Ines, for bringing it up. And also, Alex or Ines, maybe are these activities open to all students, and do a student have to pay to participate in these activities?
So for all of the sporting events, they're all free, all of the different clubs and everything. Anyone can join. Even if you're a beginner, we'll have coaches and other students who will help you to learn the sports. And then all of the tournaments and games and everything, those are always free of charge. Occasionally, if we go on a more extended outing, so say if we were to go for a weekend away in another ski resort with the sports coordinator, then there might be a fee involved, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. So now that we have covered the sports side, as I said, if you have more questions, you can ask them later on. We are going to go more into the student clubs and the different committees that we have on campus. So Ines, what are the different student clubs? Because you have been quite active. I know you have been part of some of the clubs that we have on the slide. So what are the clubs that students can join?
Okay, so the 6 primary ones are shown up here on the slide on the top right, on the top left, sorry. We have the Student Social Committee, which I was part of in my 3rd semester. The Student Social Committee organizes all the school parties, all these events for students. They raise funds for graduation, and so their job is to make student life fun and organize events and charity activities. Mufti days are days where we don't have to come to school in our suits. The Student Social Committee really is in charge of organizing that, and they have students from the 1st year to the final year, and there are various positions, and the positions actually do play a big position on the CV, so that's something that's very interesting. The Green Club is a recent club, actually. It started 2 or 3 semesters ago, and they're working towards making our school more eco-friendly. They've added different trash bins in the school for recycling. They take into consideration food waste. They're looking at a lot of different things in school to make the school a more eco-friendly environment. Toastmasters is an international renowned organization that helps public speaking, that helps students who have issues in public speaking to present in front of their teammates, and they have Toastmasters competitions, and that happens once a week. And that club is very interesting for students who do have an issue with public speaking, and it really brings them out of their shell. I have a lot of friends who have done it, and they love it. We have our own little Les Roches yearbook, which came out actually not that long ago, and their students can show creativity, and we have photographers, and we have people that put the yearbook into place, and it's a lot about organizational skills and people skills and being able to coordinate with everyone. So the yearbook, if you like photography, that's something that's very interesting. We also have the wine club. Being in a Swiss mountain with wineries pretty much very near us, the wine club integrates the world of wine and what we learn in our food and beverage classes into actual practical doing. And they do excursions to vineyards, they taste wines. We made our own Les Roches wine recently, which was very interesting, a red wine and a white wine, so that was great. And then the final club on the slide is the Student Ambassador, which I am fortunately part of the semester, and the Student Ambassador group really represents the school to the outside world. We speak with journalists, we make promotional videos, we do webinars for new students. They tend to choose people who know the school quite well and who know what's going on and who are able to represent the school not only to its students inside but also to the outside world. I don't think that limits all the clubs in the school. There are many more, and there are always some that are forming. We have a music club that started this semester with some students who love music and singing, and they do their own activities. So that's something that's great. The clubs are never exclusive. They really welcome anyone, and it's a great way to integrate within the student body and within other people and other classes. So yeah, that's about it for the clubs.
And any student can set up their own club as long as they meet the minimum number of students, right? To make it possible. So the school
as long as it's realistic.
Yeah, of course. That's what I was going to say. The school fully supports this kind of projects, and we want the students to go beyond all their expectations and to make real all their wishes in terms of student clubs or activities they are passionate about, even if they are not strictly related to hospitality or to their academic program. As long as I said, and as Ines said, it's feasible, and you collect a minimum number of students that are also interested on this specific topic, like, for example, the music club that will be soon put in place. And now we are going to talk about the campus location. So for those of you who don't know where Blues is, Blues is a small, I would say like resort type village in the top of the Swiss Alps. And it's surrounded by two main cities. It's the city of Sierre and Crans-Montana, which is on top of Blues. That it's the very well-known ski resort here in Switzerland. And Alex, what can students do on the top of a mountain? Because I know that some of them, especially the ones that come from big cities, may be a bit afraid of going to such a small village. Yeah, surrounded by nature. It's very beautiful and very nice and very peaceful and quiet. But I guess there are more things they can do, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I think peace and quiet is one of the big things. But then you just have to go out and find your fun here. It's not going to come to you quite as easily as when you're in a big city. And by that I mean you've got plenty going on around, either in the local area or outdoors as well. So as Carolina quite rightly says, it's an area that's renowned for its beauty. So in summer you've got lots of hiking, you can go out rock climbing, whitewater rafting, swimming. So you see in the picture there of Sierre, there's a beautiful lake down there. All sorts going on. And then afterwards in winter, of course, it's all the winter sports. So as we went through earlier, so you go out there and seize the day, as it were. I know a lot of people, I'm sure that Ines, you probably haven't managed to fit everything in that you would have wanted to do. Time does fly when you're here. But we have all sorts going on. And then, as I said, in the local area, there's a lot of variety going on. So as you go down into the valley to Sierre, for example, you've got all of the vineyards, and you've got other types of walks and stuff like that. You've got museums. You've got a lot of culture in the area. We're nestled right in between northern Italy and France, and we've got a big clash of various cultures, which is quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. I can honestly,
if you are addicted to shopping, if you must, then there is lots of shopping in the area too. Crans-Montana being a big international resort, there's lots of high luxury boutiques and things like that. Whereas if you're looking for regular, everyday things, if you need a new shirt for class, for example, then you could always head down to the valley to Sierre, for example, and you've got your more basic regular shopping, a big mall down there as well. And all of that's easily reachable from the campus with the local public transportation. We have a mountain train link called a funiculaire that goes right through the village. And that'll get you down to Sierre in about 10-15 minutes and up to Montana in 5. So it's really practical, and it comes through once an hour. So,
as a student, I can say there's never a dull moment. Yeah, there's never a dull moment. It's a tiny little place, but it's never dull.
And also, for those of you who don't know, Switzerland, it's a very small country, but there are 4 official languages. So the Blues is located in the canton called Valais, which is francophone. So the official language of the canton is French, and this is a great opportunity for you too to learn a new language. Even though in the school the teaching language is English, all the students speak obviously English, and you can perfectly go anywhere with your English. It's very easy to communicate here. But also it's a nice opportunity to immerse yourself into a new culture and a new language. And
so
also,
I see a question coming in there asking until what time can people be out of their accommodation, and what is the village like? Mm-hmm. The village is quite small. The campus does take up a large portion of it. There aren't very many local residents, but there are streetlights at night, and it's a very small, sleepy village otherwise. It's the general rule for making noise in an evening here in Switzerland is don't make noise after 10 p.m. and never on a Sunday. So even if you're cutting your grass on a Sunday, for example, you can get ticked off by a neighbour. But there is no restrictions on the times that the students can be out and about. So you can go out. We just ask you to be respectful, of noise levels and stuff like that. But there is no limitations.
And also, there's no what time should...
No, I was just going to say that students are considered as adults, and you are responsible for your own acts. You are totally free to go out of campus and come back at the time you want, as long as you meet your responsibilities and attend the classes. It's totally up to you what you do after hours.
And then also the way I read the question, after what time should you not leave your accommodation? Maybe it's a question of safety. It's a very safe place. You can be walking around the village at 3, 4, 5. If you want to go out for a walk in the middle of the night, then you're totally free to do so, and it's very safe. There is no safety. That's how I read the question.
Well, if it was a question of safety, I'll put it this way. I've been living in the local area for a long time now, and I've never actually seen the key to my flat. I don't think it's just always unlocked. That there's never any crime in the area, never anything like that. So it is perfectly safe.
And what about traveling to other countries? Because Switzerland is centrally located in Europe, and there are many neighboring countries which you can discover during your time here. So Ines, did you have the chance to travel around during your semesters here?
I've traveled a lot since I've been here. I started this thing that whenever I travel, that whenever I flew somewhere, I'd keep my boarding pass from my very first trip in BBA 1. And 3 years later, I'm up to 45 boarding passes.
Oh.
We have access to anywhere we want to go. We have a midterm break every semester where students travel. London is nearby, Berlin, Italy. Milan is a 2-hour drive from here. The mountain is not of that easy access per se because there's a train to take and then there's a funicular. But once we're in either Geneva or Zurich, the world is literally our oyster. It's the flights. Geneva Airport is a very busy airport. There are a lot of places to go, a lot of things to see. And there are very exciting things that people can do throughout their time on campus. Even for a long weekend, a little trip can be done. I have some friends right now that for their graduation trip, so 1 week before we graduate, are off to Sri Lanka.
Wow.
There's other people that went to the US. It's the traveling, we aren't limited in our travels by being on this mountain.
And in terms of transportation, also, as we say, the public transportation in Switzerland, it's very well known for its punctuality. And also there is the network is very big, so you can also go almost anywhere by train. And there are special fares for students. So you can get a half fare card and you can pay only like half of the price of the tickets to travel within Switzerland. And also there are some kind of low-cost airlines like EasyJet that have a lot of flights leaving from Geneva.
And to answer Caroline's question, it depends on where you're going. It depends on where you're going and what you want to do. It would make no sense to fly to Milan. That would mean going 2 hours the other way to the airport to then take a 45-minute flight rather than taking a 2-hour-and-a-half train ride from Sierre. It depends where you want to go and what the easiest way of access is. There are buses. There's also a covoiturage system in Europe where people are driving to different places and they're offering spaces in their cars for lower prices. And in regards to Marilyn's question, there is time to travel during the semester outside of the allocated breaks if your schoolwork is organized well enough. You have as much time as you give yourself. Really, that's the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think I read another question. Is there time to... Oh, yeah, for the language. So, Gonzalo is asking, are we going to have language classes while in school or just English? And maybe friends while on the outings of campus? So, well, I know the reply, but maybe Ines, you can also say it.
We absolutely have language courses. It's part of the curriculum of the first 3 semesters. The first 2 semesters, the options are French, Spanish, and German. And so, for example, if someone did a little bit of Spanish in their high school and wanted to continue, they have different levels, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have the possibility to start in level 1, and then if level 1 is too easy, then go to level 2, and then progress to level 3 in the second semester. And then in the third semester, they integrate Chinese and Italian, and those are new options for students to take in their third semester. So technically speaking, you can get the exposure of up to 2 languages in an academic setting in the first 3 semesters. And they also provide us with Tell Me More, which is a website that lets you learn languages. It's a very expensive, actually, program that the school offers the students for free. So it's optional to take another language and learn by yourself. The resources are there from the school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tell Me More has about 8 different languages that you can choose from to study, and it uses the Rosetta Stone programs, which should usually cost you about $1,000 to get a full program of. So it's quite nice to have that for free.
It is, and especially if it's not offered in the curriculum and you are interested in a specific language, you can learn it by yourself. And well, now we are going to move on to talk about the campus facilities. And I will let Ines talk about the different things that we have on this slide. So we have different restaurants on campus. We also have the standard accommodation, so for students who decide to stay on campus for their semesters at school. The library. So if you can introduce us, Ines, to all these different outings and the facilities that students benefit from.
Of course. So on the top left, we have a bird's eye view of the campus. In there, you can see the pool, you can see the main building, you can see all of the accommodations. That's pretty much the entire campus. So you can see that if you like going for walks in the middle of the night, you have a big place to go within the campus. Below it, that's a picture of the lobby. The lobby is the first thing that you walk into when you walk into school, unless you go through the lockers route. And in there, there's a lobby bar where people can get coffee. There are vending machines. It gives access to the library, as well as to other parts of the main building, such as Marketplace, the main restaurant, the kitchens, so on and so forth. And we also have tables at our disposition so that we can work if we prefer to not be in the library. The picture of the library is actually the picture at the very bottom in the center. The library has long tables and smaller tables, but it offers a large variety of books, I think 10,000 books more or less.
Yes.
CDs, DVDs, they help out. The library staff are very helpful when it comes to research. Les Roches has an affiliation with several different databases so that you can get articles from them for your research. And should they not be found, the library staff does everything they can to actually get us the work that we need. So they're very helpful. The picture right in the middle with the couches and the red carpet, that's actually new. It was done last semester, and that's the new entrance to Marketplace. Marketplace is the primary restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and brunch and dinner on the weekends. The school has completely changed and revamped Marketplace to make it a nicer, more comfortable setting for the students and for the staff, which also consists of the students. So that's great. In the middle, right next to that, is a picture of Lecture Theater 1. It's one of the larger classrooms that we have for lectures. So usually the only time that we really have classes there is when there are multiple classes combined for one lecture, because that's something that's great about Les Roches is that the classes are very small. So there is this whole personalized aspect with the teachers. So generally we are in smaller classrooms where we have the possibility to have a more personalized interaction with the teachers. On the top in the middle, that's a picture of a standard accommodation, and if I'm correct, that would be either PFB or PFC, which is where I lived my second semester. The dorms are very comfortable. They're very spacious. I lived in dorms for 2 semesters, and I had a great experience in them. The housekeeping staff is very friendly. Everything is done for you, so you sort of have the comfort of being at home without being at home anymore. And it also gives you the possibility to meet new people within the campus. And honestly, I can say that the campus accommodations are great.
And how was the experience of sharing the room with someone else that you didn't know previously?
Well, I had a fantastic experience, and you guys can actually find my video with my roommate on the YouTube page. The roommates are completely randomly allocated in the first semester, and it is very daunting to sort of end up with someone that you don't really know, and you're like, oh, I have to live with someone, I'm used to my space. But I think at the end of the day, it revolves a lot around respect of your space and your roommate's space. And once that cap is passed, then real friendships arise from the roommates here. It's like if the accommodation service is a matchmaking service for friendships. It works a lot of the time very, very well. So that's something. It's a very nerve-wracking experience that I experienced firsthand. You're like, oh my God, who am I going to live with? What is this person going to be like? But a lot of the people have very thank you for linking that. But no, the overall...
I just share Ines' video on the chat box if you want to watch it.
But overall, the experience is very daunting, but it turns out to be great. I've had the same roommate my entire time at Les Roches, so that's great. I'm not sure what the picture is. Oh, the picture next to the accommodation is an entrance for Rockeye, I think. It's
for accommodation as well. Yeah.
And an accommodation entrance, I wasn't quite sure. Then you have a picture of the kitchen, and that's something that the school prides itself on, is the practicals, the BBA 1 and BBA 3 practicals. We get so much exposure to the hospitality practical side of it. We get the really long hours where we have to be in the kitchen at 5:45 in the morning to make breakfast for 500 people, and it's very tedious, but it builds a lot of character, and I think it's a great experience for anybody who wants to potentially work in hospitality one day. Even though you're not a big fan of food and beverage or cooking, or it builds character, and it helps a lot in professional development as well as personal. And that easily leads me to talk about
themselves in the kitchens or in the service sections, and they then decide to pursue, sort of those elements of the hospitality industry as well. It's one of those things that you never know until you try it, if you're gonna like it.
That's very true. But no, that leads down to the picture of the bathtub, which is located in the Les Roches. It's a small chalet that we have on campus that's used to train students on both housekeeping and front office reservations and whatnot. And it's great because the room that we're learning to clean is always clean. We don't ever really have to clean a dirty room, which for me was a very important.
It's a bit tricky.
It is. They make it messy, but it's like man-made messy and not someone's mess. So that was but no, it taught us a lot, and the rigor of housekeeping. I know that I was very surprised when I realized how hard it was to actually clean a hotel room. I was like, oh, their job's super easy. We don't it's no big deal. No, it's very hard, and I don't think
I still can't get making the bed right.
It links all back to the service and the cooking and the housekeeping. It's until you've tried something, you don't know what it's like. And the school in the first 2 semesters really shows us aspects of the industry that I don't think we'd be able to see or experience anywhere else. So that's something that's great. And then there's the gym that's not shown on the campus on the pictures. There's the pool, and there's a ton of facilities on campus.
Yeah, that's on the next slide. And also for the cooking side, also the good thing is that if you are not on duty, you can enjoy very nice meals because with the full board, all the meals are included. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 7 days a week, if I'm not wrong, right? Also Saturdays.
On the weekends, it's brunch and dinner.
It's the brunch.
Brunch, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we have 2 main restaurants, as Ines mentioned. We have the Marketplace, which is a kind of buffet-style restaurant, but we also have a fine dining restaurant in which you can enjoy a more elaborated meal. And you need to make a reservation. So in case you feel like a fancy dinner or lunch, or you want to celebrate your friend's birthday, you can just book in this a la carte restaurant on campus and go there for your lunch or for your dinner with your friends. So also you have a great variety of foods in different cooking styles, not only for learning but also for enjoying them. And in terms of campus facilities, here we have an example of outside the classroom facilities. Some of them we already mentioned, the sports facilities. Ines just mentioned also the nice outdoor swimming pool that we have. Unfortunately, for those of you starting in January, maybe you will have to wait a few months before jumping into the water, because right now it might be a little bit cold. And also you can see a picture of the students traveling on the funicular. That is the train that goes up and down the mountain that Alex just explained. And on the right-hand side, we have Aubert Petit Paradis. That's a small hotel right next to the main building on campus. And it's a place where many students go to grab a drink after class. And also if you have any guests or your family comes to visit, they can stay there because it's very convenient. It's right in the heart of the campus. And also you get a special rates for students and student friends. I don't know if I'm forgetting something, Ines or Alex?
I don't No, I
I
think
mean, just to
that
elaborate on the sports facilities that we do have on campus, we have a football pitch, which we also use for any other field sports, so cricket or rugby, and then we have the basketball court, which is also outdoor. We also play volleyball on there. We have the fitness center, so the gym, that's open almost all day long and accessible at any hour. And then we have other facilities that we use around the campus which aren't on the campus. So during the winter was one of the questions that cropped up earlier. Obviously, when the pitch is under 2 meters of snow, it's not the easiest to play any of the field sports on. But then the basketball and volleyball, for example, we use indoor courts which are nearby. And same goes for tennis and squash. They're just in Cromontana.
Mm-hmm. So we can benefit from the surrounding facilities if we don't have it on campus. Yeah, we have everything within reach. Okay, and now for academic life. So just to give you a small idea of how the relationship with our faculty is, I would like to let you know that all our faculty members are very approachable. We have what we call an open doors policy, meaning that you can make an appointment or just step in the faculty's office even after class times, because they are on campus 8 hours a day. So they, even if they are not teaching, they are there, they are present, and they are open to talk to students, to interact with them, and to help them with all their academic related issues. Also, aside from our faculty members, that as you can read on the slide, they all have industry experience. So that's one of the greatest things of Les Roches, that we not only have people who were trained since the very beginning to become university teachers, but we have people who work on the industry for 20, 25 years. They know very well how the industry works, what the industry needs, what are the different tasks that you will develop on your day-to-day once you go into the real world, and what are the skills that are needed to success into a career in hospitality. And they transfer all this knowledge to the students. And also, of course, our faculty have academic credentials that are appropriate to the courses that they teach at the different levels, undergraduate and postgraduate. And they are consistently up to date with current industry trends. And to complete the classroom experience, we also have visiting lecturers and company recruitment professionals that come to the campus to bring their experience and to bring the industry to the student. And Ines, I don't know if you have any favorite teacher, or there is some experience that you would like to share about this close relationship with the teachers, especially now that you are going to graduate and you will say goodbye to all our faculty body that have been accompanying you through all these semesters.
I wouldn't say that I have a favorite teacher particularly, but I know that the teachers are very helpful in regards to all aspects, and they make themselves very available for students. I have one very clear example from last semester. One of our professors said that he would not answer any more questions after 12:30 p.m. the day before the final exam. At 11:45, I realized that the diagram I was drawing wasn't working, and I didn't understand why. I couldn't, for the life of me, I tried and tried, it wasn't working. So I took a picture of my wrong diagram and emailed it to him, asking him what was wrong. I didn't understand what was going on. 20 minutes later, he emails me back with a link to a video, a personalized video that he made explaining to me why my diagram was wrong and what I was doing wrong and what I should avoid on the day of the final exam. The teachers are very, as Carolina mentioned, very accessible. If you can't find them in the teacher's room, they're in the lobby having a coffee, or they're in Marketplace eating. I think they don't like being tracked down, but they always do. And they're, even if they don't necessarily want to be there speaking with you and enjoying their coffee, they'll never just be like, oh no, we don't want to talk to you, we're busy. They make themselves very available, and that's something that I respect a lot, because it's not the case. The teachers make an effort to get to know all the students. So
that's something that really amazed me. Just been sitting down in the lobby having a coffee, sit down with next to a faculty member, professor, and having a very relaxed chat, not even something related to the courses or to the academics, no, but also as a one-to-one small chat that brings them very closely to you, no? So they become more than teachers for students on campus.
Yeah. And now I can add them all on Facebook because I'm done.
Yeah. And also one very important side of the academic life, it's the company visits and the industry relations and networking opportunities that students have. So we have over 50 recurring company visits every semester. We have around 3-5 companies every week on campus that come to introduce their business, their companies, and to recruit students, either for internships or for entry-level positions. And thanks to these good industry relationships that we build, we have an average of 3 internship opportunities per student each semester. And around 89% of our graduates have a job offer on the graduation day. You are about to graduate, Ines. So if you can let us know how was your experience with all the networking possibilities that you have on campus, and whether you already got a job or offers, or what are your future plans, and how this network has helped you with that.
Well, the industry, the CDIP department is great. They have a lot of connections, and they really help students in times of need. I did my first internship at the Four Seasons Bora Bora in front office, and my second internship at the Starwood Divisional Office in Brussels in sales. And I think a very daunting task is to find a job, and as the semester goes and you're getting more work and you don't have any offers, you start freaking out a little bit. And I remember one conversation of me going to the career placement office, and I asked him, I was like, why am I not getting a job? He's like, oh, well, maybe you're not looking at the right places. This is what I see you doing. This is where you should be applying. This is what you should be doing. And now I have one concrete offer here in Montana as an operations management training, because the operations manager, so the person who's in charge of sales, marketing, revenue management, and everything to do with customer relations, is going away to have a baby. So they need someone to replace them for maternity. And I'm also in discussion with Soneva in Bangkok to become a sales associate with them. So right now I have 2 very different possibilities to weigh out, and hopefully by next week I'll know what I'm doing.
Very different. So what will be your choice number 1? Will you rather go into Bangkok or staying in Switzerland? Because that's a big contrast.
I have no idea. I need to weigh out the pros and cons of both, but they're both very exciting possibilities. So I think that's something pretty great.
So good luck, and well, congratulations, because that's already an accomplishment. Okay, so now we are reaching the end of the presentation. I'm going to let you know the different ways to stay in touch with us. As many of you may know, we are present on social media. So you can watch all the videos about different events that we saw you before, the World Guinness Record, the World Map. We also have different student interviews, events that have been celebrated on campus. So you can watch all these videos on our Les Roches cast or YouTube channel. You can also follow Les Roches News on Twitter. You can join our Facebook fan page. And you can follow the students on our Instagram account, which is a student run. And you can find all the pictures of the behind the scenes student life going on campus. You are also very welcome to come to visit us during our next open days. I'm very sorry because I think the last date is not visible on the slide, but we have an open day on the 27th of February, another one 20th of March, 24th of April, and this last one I believe it's the 7th of May. Anyway, sorry?
May 7th, you're right.
May 7th, yeah. So you can register for our open day directly on the website, and you are more than welcome to come with your family to visit the campus for a day, to attend a presentation made by the school's management, and to interact in person with the students and the faculty. Then we also have what we call the Follow Me program, which is another kind of visit style. So you can be shadowing a student for a day, and you can know how it feels being a student on campus. So you will arrive in the morning, you will meet the student ambassador that will go with you during the whole day. You will have lunch with students, you will go to the classroom, and at the end you will have a campus tour and a counseling session. The dates haven't been published yet, but for sure we'll have 3 or 4 dates for the next semester. So you can stay tuned with Les Roches website and check the dates that will be published probably in December. Also, if you cannot make it for any of the established dates, you can come for a private visit that can be also appointed through our registration form on the website. And you can also check the different regional events that we have in countries all over the world. So you can also sign up for these small events. And also especially for those of you who are not enrolled yet at Les Roches and are considering it, if you want further information or career counseling, you are unsure whether Les Roches is the right university for you in terms of careers or in terms of which program to choose, you can get in touch with our education counselor. We have education counselors all over the world, so in your region for sure you will have an education counselor that you can easily reach. You can go to our website to submit your contact form to get in touch with education counselor, or you can call us by phone or email us directly at info@lesroches.edu. For the next intakes, we have a January intake starting right after Christmas, during January. There are different dates depending on the program. The deadline for this program, it's already closed, especially for those students who require a visa to come to Switzerland. For those of you who don't require a visa and still would like to make it to January, get in touch with us because there may be still places available depending on which program you are interested in. Otherwise, you can go directly to the summer intake, and the application deadline for this intake is May 15th. We also have a short summer program, a 1-week program, in which you can experience the world of hospitality and Les Roches life. So it's kind of immersion and introductory program for those of you who want to experience it before deciding whether to enroll or not. And the application deadline for this program is May 26th. And all said, we have reached the end of the presentation. So thank you very much to all of you for listening, and we hope that we have helped you with all the information that we have provided today. If you have any questions, as I said, we are going to stay here for a little while, for like 10-15 minutes, to make sure that we reply to all of them. And also I would like to take the opportunity to give a very big thank you to Ines and to Alex for joining us today.